Tell us how you really feel, JC.
Shit's crazy, man.
Where's the energy? What's up, everybody? JC's lane. Obviously, we're all super bummed about that ending. Will Levis looked like a champ driving in, and then of course we get how we all didn't want it to go, but expected it to go, and he throws a pick.
Yeah, he looked really good though. He looked really good at the end of that game there. He actually looked like he was driving. He looked like he was ready to be this guy who could be in the 2-minute drive, right? Going down a minute and 36 seconds left. He makes some big plays. He makes that one big play down the middle. They spike the ball. He gets another couple big plays. And then Phillips is going to be that guy. I think you're right. We were talking about earlier. Phillips is going to might be that fill-in guy with this Treylon Burks injury, but he throws another dart into somebody who I'm not sure even who he's throwing to that dart earlier, but then right after that, he throws it to somebody. Was it some nobody? I don't even know who he was throwing to in triple coverage. Like,
got a little too big for his britches. He was feeling it, and he was feeling confident.
Won this game. The end of that game was crazy.
Yeah, but he's still performing pretty well.
I feel like he did.
So right. I mean, I think he's going to be pretty decent there.
I
agree. Got Albert in the house. What up, Albert? What do you think of the ending of that game? What do you think of Levis, Albert? Curious. But as Cowboy fans, me and Kyle, we're always wanting the Steelers to lose. So it is what it is. So that'd be why we're mostly disappointed. But I am rooting for Levis, though. I want him to come in and do a good job.
The Steelers only won because of their defense. That's the only reason, like they looked really, really good. I think they had 3 sacks before the half. Like they looked amazing. I mean,
defense wins championships, right?
TJ Watt made a sack without a helmet. So there's always that.
Helmets? We don't need no helmets.
Yeah.
That dude's
he's half a sack away from his brother's record. So I was hoping he got it tonight. He's close a couple times, man. He's good.
He's very good. Very good. Tyler, how things going with you, man?
Man, I am like Kyle over there. I am bummed because if you didn't watch the game, you're thinking, oh, George Pickens lets you down big time. If you did watch the game, then you feel like that even more so because he literally had a touchdown and then the awareness plenty of space and didn't get 2 feet down. And that changes you from like a 1 to 2 point game, depending on your scoring system, to a double digit game if he catches that touchdown. And so just a big bummer. I started Pickens in like freaking 5 leagues.
Yep.
And I'm frustrated.
His big toe, he couldn't keep that big toe in. That's all it was.
It's too big. It's too big
of a toe.
Yeah, it's too big.
Upside in this game, though, we got to think about Najee Harris, man. Najee's back, man. He got a touchdown. He looked pretty decent. He actually looked decent. If you watch the game, right?
He looked really looks better though.
He looked really good. He looked really good.
Better.
He was making really good decisions. He
had a good game. I'm not ready to say he's back.
I don't know, man. He looked like he was making really good decisions during the game. He was making some really good big jump cuts. It's not just him, too. The offense has to get going. It's not just him. But
he's back to the Texas Longhorns, man. He's back for a game or two, and then he's gone again.
It's not him. He looked good tonight. Who
looks good, though, is Jaylen Warren. He looks so much faster and more dynamic.
I will say, Najee looked dynamic in this game. That one long run where he went up the middle, he looked like he had a little more pep in his step. He didn't look as slow. So I was super pumped about that. We finally got a little bit of burst. And of course, I've been the person all year and I'm like hanging on and I'm starting Najee week after week after week. Like it's going to be his week. It's going to be this week. And this week I had a guy message me and he was like, do I start, Brian Robinson Jr. or Najee? And I found myself going like, do I freaking give Najee another shot again? Or this week I finally go away from him and watch him go off. I didn't go away from him. I played him in every league that I have him, but I know of a couple people that did, and they probably wish that they hadn't. But
I mean, but it's one of those like they might have made the right call because he's not really trustworthy, right? Like he's still a gamble if you're sticking.
Oh, it's a gamble for sure. Yeah.
I mean, Brian Robinson also is a gamble. He hasn't gone over 60 yards rushing in the last 3 weeks. I mean, it's still a gamble.
I think in that
they're hacking the ball there.
I think in that scenario with Brian Robinson, yes, I'm probably going with Najee. But in other scenarios, I'm not playing Najee unless I absolutely have to. Like he is a gamble. I mean, it depends on what your other choices are, but he has dropped so far, And Seth over here says it. Seth Wilcock, what's up, man? He says Jalen Warren still looked better. Almost had 20 points if he didn't step out.
Yeah, if he would have got that touchdown, that would have been top.
The dude is he's good. That's a good Bam Bam. It really is.
It's literally Zeke Pollard 2.0.
It seems
like
that
it's the same kind of thing all over.
That's a good comparison, yeah.
Yeah, the only difference is Zeke could get it in on the goal line, and
now we have to see if Najee can keep it up or if it was just he had his Wheaties this morning. I don't know.
Najee got a goal line carry, and I thought he fell asleep halfway through.
No. What happened was the offensive tackle completely missed his block, and Najee met Jeffrey Simmons. And I don't know about you, but if I met Jeffrey Simmons,
but the way
it don't matter who you are, you're probably
hilarious because he kind of got sit, and then his knees kind of went down, and he never went completely down to the ground, right? And then he just they kind of lifted him back up, and he just looked so annoyed while he was there.
They missed the block, and he gets Jeffrey Simmons' chest. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was hilarious looking. It looked like Weekend at Bernie's, them lifting him back up off the ground because he was just like,
It reminded me of when my son takes off across the room trying to tackle me, and then he I'm not paying attention. I turn around, and he just runs into me, and then falls down. That's what it reminded me of.
But somehow it's your fault.
It's my fault. Yeah,
you were in his way. Yeah, dude, that's crazy.
But exciting Thursday night football game.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
Finally getting a few.
Good. Actually,
that's a couple now this year, right? So,
what was the over/under in this game? 40 points.
Yeah. I mean, if you were like me, I mean, these games, the first few Thursday night football games were really, just. But the last two, we're coming from the Thursday night watch party, and we're like, are we gonna get over there, over there in time? Oh, and this one had its ups, had huge downs. Seth just said it in the chat. Traylon Burks was a big call for me this year. I really liked him coming in. Even that catch, he got knocked out, and without the contact of the ground, he had 2 feet in, had the catch. It's not like Brian Edwards, you know what I'm saying? You got talent, not bust.
Hey, it's not nice.
You got talent there, and the man just can't catch a break.
He can't.
And you can see all game, he's playing, and he's obviously playing injured. He comes up limping after that run on that Deebo Samuel run, and you just hate to see any player, especially somebody. Literally, I got his jersey on my wall, you hate to see a player go down like that and have to be stretchered out and taken to the hospital. So obviously, the kid's tough. You know what I mean? He kills boars with his hands. That's a truth, by the way. That's not a myth. That's a truth. It's just a tough one.
Albert says next Thursday is Panthers versus Bears. Honestly, that's 2 bad teams. Could end up being an exciting game.
Fields could be back for that.
That's what happened this week. 2 bad teams had an exciting game.
Why not
next week?
I don't know. I'm not thrilled for that game.
I couldn't get up to this one because of who was playing in it, and it's just it's getting
Panthers
worse.
Bears.
That's even worse.
I mean, Fields could be back for that game, right? Fields is back for that game.
I'm with Seth. It might be a good night to take off. Hey, guys, I think I got something to do next week. Corey, will you fill in on the Thursday night watch party?
Yeah, I'm looking sick next Thursday, guys. That's
I'm down to watch it.
Yeah.
I'm down to watch any football. You know,
Fields he's like, all right, I'm back and I'm ready to cook.
Yeah, I mean, Fields could come out and have a day. That's for sure.
If Fields is healthy, that's going to be a slaughter, dude.
Yeah, most likely.
Fields being out will be the only thing that would keep that exciting.
So Badgley hasn't been terrible. He's just not been benefiting certain players you want to see benefit. I mean, here's the thing: is like my first player last week was Cole Kmet for tight end, and guess who got fucking featured last week?
Well, yeah, that
after having like a 0 points the week before and like 2 points the week before that. Like Cole.
But here's the thing: he was shut out the week before, so you can't really be faulted for like, oh, he's the leading receiver this week. Who saw that? Nobody.
He was featured.
Nobody saw from 0 to 100 from 1 week
real quick.
No doubt. Yeah. Millie says Deontay has been a clutch pickup for me a couple weeks ago. Yeah, dude. He was way overlooked and undervalued for sure.
First touchdown of the season. Everybody celebrated. It was everything we wanted.
I mean, first
and the fans rejoiced.
That's been almost 2 years since he's.
Everybody finally got their favorite piece of Halloween candy.
The DeAndre Johnson. Yes in one league, no in another, but that's okay. I'll take it. Yeah, Deontay was undervalued coming into the season, and then with the injury, just that much more. And so anyone who was patient enough hung on to him or went and picked him up when others dropped him, good on you, because it's paying off now. Deontay's good, man. He's really good. So
he's good.
So
yeah, you did good, Millie. You did good.
You done good, kid.
Millie, you're having a good season, am I right? Like, tell me again, what's your record this season? If I remember right, you're doing pretty well.
I want to say he said like 6-2 the other night.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So, yeah, Seth coming in with the George Pickens total letdown.
Yeah, we talked about that.
He's too good a player.
Look, I'm talking about like, so we're sitting there and we're watching the game, and JC and them are a little bit ahead of me in on the Prime stream, and they're like, "Oh, George Pickens touchdown." And I'm like, "Shut up! I want to celebrate." So like then I see George Pickens score a touchdown, and I'm like, "Yeah!" Like live on screen, you know. I'm like, "Heck yeah!" Touchdown. And then like as I'm celebrating, they're like, "Oh no, he's out of bounds," and I'm like, "What the?" Did you just say? Like,
totally
so then as I watch the replay, knowing what's finna happen, I'm just sitting there like this, and I'm just like,
oh, it's so sad. It was so sad.
Like you're talking about ultimate letdown. It was like, Seth, it wasn't just like, you hope for a good play and then like, you just doesn't perform. It was like a tease. Like you go on the date, right, and you think it's going the way you want it to. You see the the light at the end of the tunnel, and then it's like wah wah.
And this was like, "You're such a good friend. I'll see you tomorrow."
You're about to get a kiss at the end of the date, and she shuts you down.
Yeah.
Or I went to the Thunder basketball game last night, and it's like I feel like it's every guy's dream to get put on the kiss cam on the first date. Like, all right, I'm gonna get it. Kiss on the first date. Man, this guy got totally rejected on camera twice last night, and you could tell that's
well, they're gonna keep coming back to it.
They went back to him later, and she was still like, "Nope," and he was just like, "You what?" And she was like, "Nope," and he's like, "Oh no." It was so bad. It was so bad.
Got shut down twice.
It was
that camera operator was female to shame him like that.
Tell me you just wasted $400 on a friend zone without telling me you just wasted $400 on a friend zone. Man, that's awful. They were in some good seats. Man,
there's just no way a guy would have gone back to that a second time and betrayed him like that.
No, not true, because he could have been trying to peer pressure her into giving him the kiss for spending that kind of money on her. And, I was like, man, don't go back, not in this day and age. Like, don't peer pressure her into anything. He's going to get in trouble on social media.
I love it.
Oh, let's see. Millie says, no, not really. Money League, I'm actually 4-4. My 18-man league, I'm 8-0, though.
8?
So you're
doing, dude. That's
no. I mean, I'm not really doing that good. I mean, I'm 4-4 and 8-0 and another.
I'm doing okay. I'm just freaking winning.
That's pretty good. It's pretty good, my friend.
4-4 is not bad, man.
League is really good. That's tough. That's hard.
8-0 is very tough.
In an 18-team league, that's tough.
Teams, that's nutty.
That's a tough league.
Dude,
that's more than half. I mean, that means that one team basically, or two teams basically don't have a starting quarterback.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of friend zone and speaking of Will Levis, I don't know if you guys saw this.
I don't know where you're going with this.
No. So going into the draft, I don't know if you saw the draft. Will Levis obviously fell way back in the draft.
Yeah.
And he's got this this hottie on his arm, dude. Smoking hottie on his arm. And they're going to the draft. They both look miserable. It happens the way it happens. Well, shortly after the draft, all of a sudden they break up. Right? So then last week, apparently, he has a good game. And all of a sudden this week, the word on the street is that they're back together.
She come crawling back with a jar of mayonnaise, like, please take me back.
Except, she don't really have to. She's apparently some big influencer with 1 million something followers on Instagram.
Well,
but
I guess any chick who wants to take a picture of her bum and put it on Instagram is an influencer now. So
he looked pretty salty the whole time. I don't know. Would you take that back?
I'm pretty sure that's his sister, right?
That's his sister. No, it's the girl in the red dress.
Yeah.
Yeah,
she's sitting there the whole time I dressed up and came to this for a second-round pick.
Yeah, I thought you said you were going to make me lots of money. That guy's making lots of money.
Remember the chick that was with Russell Wilson on his draft night?
What do you think?
So I'm pretty sure they got divorced right after that.
I love that meme of the girl with Russell Wilson on draft night.
Oh, yeah.
She hit the jackpot.
All right. Sorry for the non-football talk. I guess we can
segue
it to
It's football related. I don't see a lot of questions in the chat.
Are you in on Will Levis? If you're in Dynasty, are you buying them or are you selling them?
I'm buying.
I'm buying.
Okay, at what price? What price are you for anybody that's trying to trade for him? What price are you willing to pay in Dynasty to get Will Levis?
I'm going to make one of those little traps with a stick in the box. I'm going to put mayonnaise under it and just hope he wanders underneath it.
Second round.
So you're nothing. You're basically a fourth round pick.
No, I would give more than that. I'm just playing around.
No,
so super flex, is he worth the first to you?
No. I'll pay a second round pick for him. I feel so here's the thing is a lot of people might be even down on him, right? So a lot of people saw that upside, the first game that he played. It was a monster game, right? Now they see this game, and people that didn't really watch the game, who are just fantasy players, not watchers of the game, they might look at this and say,
for over 200 yards.
I know that, but what he didn't have a touchdown pass, right? He's not going to have that's not going to look good on paper, right? It's not going to look good on fantasy paper. So people might say, the first game was a fluke.
Yeah.
So
you're going out, you're trying
to pay a third for him. Or throw a third and some crappy shit at him. But he looked actually very composed. The thing about Coach kind of said it too. Coach said, this is a Levis thing. Levis is going to make that bad play at the end of the game. And he did, right? He made that bad decision. Between that two different players that were in the kind of the same area, he threw the one player that nobody's ever fucking heard of in triple coverage when there was, who was there? Not Hopkins. Who was in Westbrook and Keen? He was like right there.
Yeah, whatever his name is.
He would have thrown more to the left. He had one person on him, and he was open. If you throw it like,
yeah, I mean, we got to understand that is the Steelers' defense. It is second start as a rookie.
I was gonna say he's a rookie in his second start, like
against Pittsburgh.
They're gonna have those mistakes.
You already saw what the high is.
Yeah,
34 fantasy points. High.
What do you think about that? So I don't know, but in most drafts, I feel like Charbonnet went in the first round, so you spent the first on him.
You just got
Levis, you probably spent in a super flex. You probably spent a late first. Maybe if you're in a short league, like an early second. Well, I would be curious to know where that first falls.
That was my question. Where do you think that first falls?
Like if you're giving up those two for like Marvin Harrison Jr. or one of the
Caleb Williams.
Yeah, like one of the top quarterbacks, I'm probably super interested in that. But it's got to be early for me.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, he said it's first year, so that was the startup. He drafted those guys.
Oh yeah, so you didn't have to draft Sharp or any of those in the rookie. Makes sense.
I like it. I like that move. He could end up with something pretty nice. There's a lot of quarterback. Even if that's a late first, there's a lot of good quarterbacks in next year's draft in a super flex.
Yeah. Yeah, he said he took Levis in the 10th round, Sharps in the 8th.
It does suck, though, man. It really sucks that Burks is out now.
It does.
I feel like that's a big hit for Lev.
So it's a middle
pick. I think it'll be a pickup for Chig, honestly. I think we'll see an uptick on Chig. Maybe Kyle Phillips a little bit. But, if you looked at the end of the game, he was like hyper targeting Chig. You know what I mean? Like Chig had 3 catches on that last drive. So I mean,
he was also hyper targeting Burks, which is crazy. Like he was targeting him a lot too. Like
he didn't really though. Burks only had 3 targets on the game. He actually missed Burks a lot on that freaking the deep or the post route or whatever that Kyle Phillips threw, and he caught. Burks was on the other side and was wide open with nobody in front of him. Safety was over in front of Phillips. Like if he sees that, that's a touchdown. But he wasn't. It didn't feel like he was looking at him a lot. First read, so
D-Hop, first read D-Hop, obviously. Yeah. Hop. He must have been a fan growing up.
I mean,
I like D-Hop.
I mean,
he's been around that long. Millie says his first game definitely was a fluke.
I don't think so.
What to expect from him? Plus,
I disagree. I
think
you're the person I'm buying
from. 3 chunk plays, it's just okay.
You're the person I'm buying from.
I think his baseline falls somewhere between last week and this week.
I'll tell you this, I like him over Tannehill.
It wasn't a fluke, but it was definitely his ceiling.
How is it a fluke? I don't know if it's a fluke. You're the guy I'm buying from. I get a third for him then. I'm sending you a third and you're sending me you're smashing accept.
Oh, a third would be great. Yeah. Glad I made the call. Start Deontay over D-Hop. Yep. Knew Hopkins couldn't. You knew that wasn't going to happen.
What was Deontay's finishing points?
10.5. So not horrible, but not great. I mean, he had 11 targets, but only 4 catches. So.
No. Deontay's. What was?
Oh, sorry. Let's see. Deontay Johnson had 22 points.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're still happy to get 10.5 out of D-Hop, but I definitely love the 22. And I mean, that way to gamble. Deontay hadn't had a touchdown all season. He finally gets it this game. I mean, without the tutty, they're pretty tight, but
Yeah.
I think you did. I mean, I think it's fine. Deontay was good. I think that if you thought that the Steelers were going to do it on the ground, I didn't think so. I thought they'd have to go to the air. So I played Steelers receivers across the board.
Yeah, we didn't know the Steelers had a ground game.
The Steelers barely.
Barely.
I love it when Siri agrees. Like, shut up, bitch! I'm trying to make a point over here.
If you're tuned in as we're getting these questions, like and subscribe. Appreciate y'all for coming on.
Absolutely.
Hopkins still had 11 targets, though.
Yeah, it was nuts.
11.
Wild.
That's a lot of targets.
And getting held all game.
4 catches.
All right. These nuts. My name is Jeff. My name is Jeff. Should I drop Spears for Madison, Rice, or Judy? Judy might be a best bet, but with buys, I'm currently starting Pierce.
I'm not dropping Spears.
I like Rice.
Yeah. I'd say probably Rice or Judy there, guessing PPR.
I want Rice, but I'd rather drop somebody besides Spears for him.
I was gonna say you surely have someone else to drop besides Spears, right? Oh, he says or Singletary probably is a pickup.
I wouldn't drop Singletary either, man. He's getting more work.
No, I think Singletary is a pickup option.
Oh. It sucks, man, because I mean, I don't know. So it depends on your league too, because most leagues you can't drop a player, after they've already played. So if your league can, then maybe, because most people might not go out and look for Spears. So maybe. But Tajay Spears, man, his floor is like 6.5 points. I mean, that's not bad. Like, that's a good floor. That's a really good floor. I mean, if you really
my luck, the way it's gone this year, the week I drop Spears to grab somebody else is the week Derrick Henry tears his ACL. Yeah. So I'm like, I really don't want to drop Spears.
Crazy, man. He's very involved in the passing game, man.
Yeah.
I'm not.
6 targets tonight, man. 6. That's really good. That's a receiver.
Yeah, try to find somebody else to drop, and maybe grab Singletary or Rice, one of those two.
I'm not big on Singletary. Like,
he's getting more looks. I mean, he's getting
but he's not producing fantasy points, so I don't know what
I'm just playing devil's
advocate. I know. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, between him and Pierce, they both suck right now, like fantasy wise. So I'm not suggesting Singletary. I mean,
they're like Minnesota, man. They're just airing it out.
Yeah, exactly. Judy hasn't been as good as we all hoped, but he's way outperforming Singletary or Pierce, right? Rice.
I like Rashi.
I like Rice a lot.
Man, Rice just feels like any week he
just keeps building. Last week was a setback because Mahomes was sick. But he played like trash. Keeps building from week to week. Like this week against Miami, like I love Rashee Rice this week.
That's why I'm saying, like, I don't know if I'm dropping Tajay Spears just because of the fact that you have a good floor. Like 6.5 points is a decent floor. Like if you have to play somebody, right? If you have to, like, say you come into a week where you're like, all right, well, I have to start a running back, and like there's nobody there. Like you're gonna at least get 6.5 points. It's not great, but it's there.
I struggle with playing for the floor though. Like I'm looking at the list and I want a good ceiling guy. Like I want a potential touchdown or big play guy if I'm going in there, and like Tajay is not gonna get it with Henry.
Right.
It's so tough. I mean, even like the biggest receiving play from the running back was Henry's pass on or catch on the sideline. Where he had that big run, like it. I just don't see them highlighting him. You're hoping for a big play, and I would much rather hope for like a big Judy 30-yard catch, or something like that.
It depends on how your roster's built too, because if you've only got 2 or 3 running backs on your roster and don't have enough to fill all those spots, if you get an injury or if there's a bye week or something like. You can't let a running back with that kind of floor go just for those reasons.
Yeah, context is everything, which is hard on these questions. I'm just trying to think in the mindset of like a generally balanced roster. Since we don't have context, but yeah. Anyways.
I mean, roster and starting lineup depends on what you're looking to bolster too. Like Spears is never going in my starting lineup. I would put Rice or Judy in my starting
unless Henry gets hurt.
I don't think Judy's going in my starting lineup either.
Man,
I would start Judy.
Rice would go in there though.
I mean, Judy, he's not doing horrible considering how bad he's been.
I would start Rice in the flex as well. I mean, I
would start Rice in a flex.
To me, those two are close.
I feel like Rice for me is like I'd play him over Judy right now. But
according to Steve Smith, Jerry Judy's tier 3.
Yeah, we wouldn't even play him on the Panthers. He's like, you're never coming here. Ever.
I mean, Rice. I like Rice just because he's a good talent, but that offense in general is more high powered. He has a better quarterback. Rice just has more opportunity every week than even Jerry Jeudy.
Well, Mahomes is going to him more and more too. Like he's starting to trust him. They're building that chemistry, man. That's what you like to see. You like to see a consistent top receiver on the Chiefs, and they finally have.
But it's not going to be that. It's going to be just like Taylor and Brittany. Like Mahomes has his one person he's got his special little handshake with, and his name is Travis Kelce, and everybody else is a maybe. Travis Kelce is the only certain.
For sure.
Yep. All the others are just Starbucks lovers. That was one of my worst jokes I've ever made.
I like it though. The fact that you came out and said that makes it a 10.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Let's see. Millie says, "Hold up, guys. I ain't talking my ish when I came in. We're starting Heineke this week."
Hey, Millie, if you've been watching us all season, you know that I said it would be Taylor Heineke by week 8. I was a week off, but I am excited. I am excited for Taylor Heineke. I'm excited for Kyle Pitts. I hope Drake London can get healthy. I'm excited for that. Like all of a sudden, when I think about any receiver for the Falcons, I'm okay playing them. Like
there's opportunity.
There's opportunity. Like one thing we know is Heineke will air it out and he'll throw it and let receivers make plays, which is what those guys need. Drake London, big guy. Pitts, big guy. Mac Hollins, burner. Like, you know, they have guys that are like those. Just throw it up. Just throw it up and give me a shot.
Johnny Smith season. Whoop whoop.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm excited. I think that it boosts the Falcons' chance to win that division and make the playoffs.
Yeah, I think it helps them quite a bit. That division helps them quite a bit.
Yeah, true.
Do I start Osborne or Hollywood in full PPR? What's up, Steven, by the way?
Hollywood.
Yep.
Hollywood.
Yeah,
Hollywood. Osborne takes a ding with Kirk being out too. Let's see. Luscious Lucius. Start Luscious Lucius. Start one wide receiver and one flex. Gabe Davis, Zay Flowers, Rashee Rice, or Gus Edwards.
I think that last question was actually more relevant than we got to think that not just Kirk was out, you know.
Dobbs Dobbs is out too.
Oh shit, they changed
Clayton
it.
Tune is there, so
I don't love Hollywood, but I'm going with his talent over Osborne.
At least he's the number one. Well, Trey.
So Jaron Hall,
receiving option there.
The thing about Jaron Hall though is he might move it around. He might move it a little bit more around, and I think KJ Osborne. A lot of people are hating on Addison too this week, and I think Addison might be a safe play.
I think Addison might be safe, but I'm not
going to You want to know who Jalen Hall threw the ball to? Puka Nacua in college. They're on the same team together, so this is really tough, man. I'm gonna tell you right now, this might be a coin flip for me because.
The only reason this is close for me is because Hollywood happens to be playing Cleveland this week, which is a horrible matchup.
That's true.
But all right, what do you know about Clayton Tune?
But I'm still going with him just based on his talent over Osborne. So,
but what do you know about Clayton Tune?
That he couldn't beat out Josh Dobbs for the starting job at the beginning of the year, and so here we go.
It didn't happen though.
Yeah, they're also saying that Kyler could still play. They're saying they don't want to bring him till week 10, but it's not ruled out that he could play. But even then, it's a talent level. Like, can Jaron Hall, who by the way got to play last week and fumbled, can he make Osborne and Addison and Hawkinson relevant? Like, can he keep all of that, going, or do you have more belief in like Clayton Tune going to his number one wide receiver?
It sounds like Puka Nacua kept him relevant in college, so kept Hall relevant in college. But not like I don't know. It's close, but I'll go with Hollywood just because he's a better receiver.
I mean, I think that's where I'm going.
I appreciate the Vikings love, JC.
It was more of like,
I mean,
it's not
it was
just more
reasoning,
just first
JC.
out, like Clayton Tune is still. I mean, it's not just Dobson.
It was a good point to raise. It really was.
Osborne is not Osborne. There's no brawn in Osborne.
Oh, thank God. He'd be flopping all over the field if it was.
Throw me the ball.
Sorry, guys. This is basketball season kicking up. I'm a little excited. I like some basketball.
But not for Braun.
Even though my Grizz are just...
Yeah.
Hey, Timberwolves just beat the champions the other night, so I like that.
I like that too. I'm not a Nuggets. Our one wide receiver, one flex for Luscious Lucius. We got Gabe Davis, Zay Flowers, Rashee Rice, and Gus Edwards.
I like Flowers this week.
I like Flowers and I like Rice. I'm all about Rice this week, guys, in case you
give me Rice this week. Sure.
I'll take Rice and then give me Gus Bus.
No.
Give me the Gus Bus. 3
He's
touchdowns
going to do the
last week.
flop. He's going to get 3 touchdowns last week and nothing then this week.
I don't think so. When he gets hot, dude, he gets hot.
Seattle's not the easiest team to run on, so I'm not.
That's okay.
Big things.
The Foreman syndrome. You get 3 touchdowns and you get nothing.
Yeah.
Well, Foreman got Roshan and Darrington Evans back, so it's changed everything.
I know.
All right, guys. I'm going Rashee Rice. And
Zay Flowers.
I'm going Gabe Davis.
He's hoping for that touchdown dependent guy.
I don't like betting on wide receiver touchdowns against Cincinnati. They've allowed none.
It's got to happen sometime.
It didn't happen for Ayuk last week. I don't see it happening for Gabe Davis.
Give me Rashee and Gus for the win.
It might be a receiver problem because he also didn't do it against Minnesota, who's been letting up a lot of points of receivers. So it might be an Ayuk problem.
That's possible. That's not entirely out of the realm of possibility.
Is Ayuk a little overrated?
No, it sucks. He's just had 2 down weeks.
Is Brock Purdy a little overrated?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah,
go watch his college film.
We watched it live. No, yeah, the only reason Purdy has the stats he has is because the defense keeps him on the field. So,
and you have Kyle Shanahan as a coach. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Right. And when half of your receiving yards, you just toss it out.
Christian McCaffrey.
I was gonna say, hold on, you got Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah,
little
receiving yards.
I mean, come on.
I mean, you've got all these weapons. If you should be good, you better be doing fine. Because the yards after catch are ridiculous for all those guys. They're all playmakers after they catch the ball, so they're racking up some stuff. Jerry Jeudy is tier 5. Hater. All right. Luscious Lucius had a trade request come in, giving up Gabe Davis and Gus Edwards for Josh Jacobs. What do you think? Thanks in advance.
I'd do it.
If you can afford to give up a wide receiver.
I think a Gabe Davis you can afford to give up for that upgrade at running back.
Yeah, because Gabe Davis is probably not one of your top 2 or 3 wide receivers.
We're now going to quarterback 2 and then quarterback 3. So Josh Jacobs is going to get a lot of work. We're going to have a new, totally new. I mean, who knows how the plays are going to go? I mean, it isn't like somebody didn't get fired last week.
Yeah.
Or this week.
He should have never.
Be a fortune cookie, apparently.
He should have never made it to the regular season, but
that's the best. If that's real, man.
Did y'all see that on Twitter? Okay, so for everybody that's watching, story is apparently Josh McDaniels is a big Halloween guy. So he comes in after their loss, by the way, dressed up as Mark Davis. Mark Davis sees it, laughs it off, ha, 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 but then pitches this is just a story, by the way, pitches the idea because apparently he is a huge PF Chang's guy. He's like, if you really want to, be the part, you got to get PF Chang's. So
specific order.
Yeah, they order P.F. Chang's. And so they're sitting there eating P.F. Chang's, talking to whatever. And then at the end of their thing, Mark Davis says, aren't you going to, have your fortune cookie? And so Josh McDaniels opens his fortune cookie and it says, "You're fired, hot shot."
If that's real, dude.
If that's real, that's so epic.
If it's real, Mark Davis is an OG.
That can't be real.
But I feel like it can't be real. I feel like it was probably a much harder conversation than that.
Based off of what I saw Mark Davis quote from him after, it was a little too heartfelt. Just like, wish him and his family the best. It just wasn't the right situation, blah, blah. But I love the fortune cookie. You're fired. Hot shot. Much better.
How do you write that?
Great.
How do you write that story? Like, how do you come up with that story? Because that is
it's so absurd. Like it has to be true, right? Like who can come up with that?
Like it's like, that's like killer.
I don't know. I've seen some good movies. There's some good writers out there.
I hope to God that is real because that is amazing.
Me too. That's fantastic. I'll search Snopes for it later. We'll see if it's on there. Let's see. Chandler, QB Burrow and Fields running back. Okay, you guys can read all that. I'm 1 win out of first place since I've scored the most points, but Kyron and Connor are both hurt. Yep. I need TN on bye. Do I get Jacobs and pick up a QB?
Was that his trade?
Is that his trade that we just?
It's the next one. Trade Burrow for Jacobs.
No.
I think Burrow's on the
I'm hanging on the Burrow. Burrow's hot.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
I think he's on the uptick, man.
I would trade Fields for Jacobs.
Burrow went home and he ate his Wheaties. He's ready.
Trade Fields for Jacobs.
He's healthy. You got to remember that, man. He's coming off that injury before preseason, right? Before he got hurt, right? He non-contact injury. I think the confidence from that injury, kept him kind of down. He had the one really big game that he came off of that, was it after the bye or something? Like he just had some one massive game, right? I think that was his confidence booster. Like it's like going into homecoming game and he just wrecked the team, like that was his confidence booster. And like after that, dude, he's taking off. He's ready to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, trade Fields for Jacobs instead.
Burrow's a solid start for me rest of the season.
Yeah, I'm not trading him. No.
Millie, that's a good one. That is a good question. Because Clayton Tune is not Josh Dobbs, and we have no freaking idea.
Exactly.
Dobbs, Peppers, tight end. So here's my thought on Trey McBride. Trey McBride is very, very talented tight end. I think this is the week that you maybe hold back, but I'm not trying to drop Trey McBride because we know how talented he is. He's actually shown it before this. He's shown that he is talented. Last year, he showed that he was talented. He's got the skills to be really, really good. So I would be holding on to Trey. This might be in a week that I might not play him. He's got one of the toughest. The Browns are the toughest matchup against tight ends. So this is not a spot I would be playing him with Clayton Tune. Right? They're going to be destroying him probably. Clayton Tune's going to get wrecked. I'm avoiding this, but I'm not dropping Trey. Yeah. He's very, very talented.
Agreed.
For some of these cards, he's somebody that I've been collecting as a rookie. So I've got a lot of hope in him.
Yeah, agreed. Give it a week or two and see how Tune uses him before you make any moves with him.
Well, Kyler might be back next week, so I think we know that Kyler likes. he played really well with Irvin.
If Kyler comes back, I definitely love him.
I feel like Tune. I feel like it's just this week, right? Not only is it Clayton Tune, but it's like the matchup is like the worst matchup possible. Yeah. It could. Maybe Tune just targets him targets him, right? Maybe, but I don't know. I don't see it. I'm worried about it. I feel like this is going to be a really low-scoring game.
Yeah. Corey, you're on mute. I don't know if you're talking to Insta or us or what.
No, there we go. That would explain why JC wouldn't let me talk. I was like, JC, like, and it was because I was on mute. He couldn't hear me.
Sorry, man. I just should have known.
No, it's fine. So staying on tight ends right here, Jorge wants to know, what tight end do I start? Otten, Higbee, or Musgrave this week? That's a rough bye week, Phil, right there.
I guess Musgrave, but I'm not thrilled about it. I thought he would be better. I thought Love would be better.
Musgrave
first part of the year.
I kind of like Otten.
First part of the year, I thought Green Bay would be better in general, but
yeah, I mean, Otten the last 2 weeks, man, has been very serviceable. 11 points, 10 points. He gets the Texans this week. I mean, he might be the one who gets targeted, right?
I like Otten.
Baker's got a lot of targets too. I mean, Baker's been throwing the ball a shit ton. They just let him been hucking the ball.
I mean, I feel between it's for
who
me.
Was the Musgrave? Who was the third person?
Higbee.
Higbee's definitely a no.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially with Stafford potentially being out.
Yeah, I think he's out this week. I think
I agree with Tyler here. I think I'm going to go Otten. I think the floor. Man, he's. If you look back, man, he's only had
games. I've been watching the games. Baker's targeting Otten a lot in the red zone. That's another reason I'm going Otten.
He has more better games than bad games. So I'm going to say he has 3 games that are under 5 points, and then the rest of them are over 10 points. So
okay, but here's a flawed way to look at it, is that he's due for one of those bad games.
I don't know. I don't
look at his pattern.
The pattern.
I don't put any stock in those kinds of patterns.
Actually, last week he broke his pattern. He would go bad, good, bad, good, bad, good. And then he went good again. So
good. I'm going good again. Texans.
I might go.
I don't know. This is tough. Who else is out there?
Right. Do you have any other options? That's tough.
I want to look at Musgrave. I mean, so
I just can't put trust in Green Bay.
Musgrave's been in and out a lot this year, hurt too. But
yeah,
against the Rams,
everybody's healthy. So the thing about Green Bay is everybody's healthy, besides maybe Jones, because we never really know if he's healthy. But everybody else is healthy. So it's like there's so many other people to target in this receiver core, or even there's just. I think I'm with Tyler here. I think it's just like Otten has the most like safe floor. I don't know. I think he's the best option here.
I'm going Otten on that one too.
It's really between Otten and Musgrave.
All right, so going back to Chandler here, he was wanting to know about the trade Burrow for Jacobs, right? Just to double check on this, waivers, they've got Stroud, Young, and Stafford, but I'm not liking any of them. Like, I wouldn't mind you trading away Fields. And
trade Fields for Jacobs and pick up Stroud.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah. The thing is, I mean, you're it's not like he's hurting at running back. Like, you're fine at running back. You just have a bye week. Like, I will say I do like Stroud. If you can get Stroud, I would probably get him either way if it doesn't kill you, and try to trade Fields for whatever you can get. If it's not Jacobs, maybe you can get like you need somebody this week, so maybe you get like a Darrell Henderson or somebody that can just be a 1 week plug that might be okay, because you don't need anybody really. Maybe the Darrell Henderson is not the best option, but you get what I'm saying. Like somebody mid-tier like that, not like a Josh Jacobs who's viewed as like a RB1, but somebody like, down a little bit, like a Joe Mixon could be a good example,
Yeah. That I could get on board with. Justin Fields for Darrell Henderson, I was not with it.
If it's a 1 quarterback league, maybe.
Yeah, that's just a waste of trade value. Like, seriously.
Yeah.
Somebody will want Fields will give you something decent for him besides a Darrell Henderson.
I do grab Stroud, though.
But definitely,
I love Stroud, man. I'm so happy this kid's doing so good. So nice to see.
My Panthers boy, Grace. 1-7 now. We go into the games. You broke through too. Good for you, man. I love it. All right.
Tickets got to be cheap, though. Tickets got to be cheap.
Oh, I'm sure they're dirt cheap. They're
like arena football prices at Carolina games.
They're like paying you to come to the games, but like hoping they make money off of the concessions.
Like $10 nosebleeds. Let's go, baby.
Hoping Greg Olson is the one who's calling the game.
They're like $10 nosebleeds and free parking.
Oh yeah, definitely free parking. Yeah. All right. Seth wants to know any upset money lines you guys like this week.
Oh, I don't even look at those.
Yep. That's all you guys.
Money line just means who do you think? Money line just means against what team do you think will win? So is there a team that you think is an underdog who will win this week? That's basically what they're asking.
So Giants are a 1.5 point underdog against the Raiders. I would take that action. Raiders are missing their linebackers. They're missing their head coach, which could be a good thing. Who knows? And they're missing their, Jimmy G. They're going to be starting Aiden O'Connell this week. The Giants looked decent on defense last week. They get Danny Dimes back this week. They're without Waller, but Bellinger's been serviceable. I like the Giants to probably pull that game out.
I think Max Crosby wrecks shop all day long.
How about this, man? What about the Vikings
playing QB for the Giants?
Do you think that the Falcons go out there and do the same thing they just did against Will Levis, and they're just like, all right, we're just gonna stop the run because the run is so shitty, and then Jaron Hall just goes out and airs it out to Jordan.
The Vikings are not going to beat the Falcons, bro. Taylor Heinicke's going to air it out, and the Falcons got a defense.
Did you think that the Titans were going to beat the Falcons? Did you think that the Titans were going to do that?
The Vikings aren't going to beat the Falcons.
I mean,
the Vikings aren't going to beat
man. You never know.
I'm out on that one. I don't want any of that action.
Who's the favorite in the Commanders and Patriots game?
Patriots.
-3.
Hey, I don't.
I think Washington could win that one.
Yeah, I don't mind SoCal's call there. I'm sure you guys don't either. He's saying give us the boys against the money line, so the boys over Philly.
I like that.
I think that could be a win.
Yeah, we've been talking about that though too, right? So I mean, you Dallas boys should know this. The last 2 years, Greg and I went and kind of looked at this on Wednesday's show. The last 2 years, Dak Prescott actually has had 2 insane games after the bye week. Back-to-back weeks, he's had 2 great weeks. Last 2 years.
He also owns the Eagles.
Last week, he just had a badass game, right? He just had a beastly game. So he's due for what this week?
Well, and I haven't looked it up specifically.
History.
I feel like in that series, the away team seems to win a lot in the Eagles-Cowboys series.
Well, that is 8-3 against the Eagles.
Us being
have one more huge game.
Yeah.
After the bye week, and this is the week. I'm playing Dak and DFS if I can. We just played him right in our on the watch party. I'm pretty sure we just put him in our lineup.
Yeah, I like him this week for sure.
I also, it's hard, but I don't hate Washington against New England. Like Washington's the 3-point underdog over the Eagles. Over the Patriots, or under the Patriots, and the Patriots are without a lot of weapons.
This thing on? I said that like 10 minutes ago.
I didn't even hear it. Sorry. I was looking at the matches trying to see what I actually liked. I mean, I like that one. That's a good call, Kyle. Sorry, I didn't want to take your thunder.
That's right. I think
the Commanders could score points. They could score a lot of points. They're going to have to score points, but I don't know that the freaking Patriots have the weapons to do anything. You got Demario Douglas and Juju and double tight end sets. That's what they got to hope for.
Yeah, Hunter Henry.
Yeah, it's going to be Henry and Gesicki season.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Maybe.
I think that's their better chance of moving.
I like Gesicki. Because Gesicki's more of a wide receiver. He's more of a wide receiver.
Henry's got better hands.
Well, Gesicki also does the giddy like really terribly, so I want to see that every week.
Dude, Gesicki
I do not care about the giddy.
No, it's called the griddle. I call it the griddle.
Whatever it is.
Do
griddle, not care.
Not
it's a gritty griddle.
It's the griddle because he's like cooking over the griddle because it looks so bad. He's like just sweating, so just like. Ugh.
Guys, like, who do y'all got in the Dolphins-Chiefs game?
Ooh, I'm taking the Dolphins, man.
I think the Dolphins have been struggling to get their offense moving the last couple weeks.
Chiefs not.
The Chiefs have too. I trust. This sounds crazy to say, but I trust McDaniel to get creative and figure it out a little bit faster than I do Andy Reid, which is weird to say.
Yeah,
here's what I want. I want Patrick Mahomes coming out after a game he was sick and lost to the Broncos to come out and whoop some Miami booty.
Here's my thing.
Yeah, we would love that, but
that defense ain't going to stop Mahomes in that passing game this week.
Here's the thing, though. McDaniels just had a long flight over a big ocean to think, and that's dangerous. That dude cooked up something weird.
I forgot that
he probably is
in Germany. I mean, in Germany.
He's like sitting there on the plane, like,
yeah, dude. You should sleep. What sleep?
Who was doing that? I missed that part.
Mike McDaniel.
Yeah. Did you see his interview?
Well, we know Andy Reid was drawing mustaches on people. So.
Yeah, exactly. He's busy drawing mustaches. Did you see where they told Mike McDaniel that kids were dressing up as him for Halloween, and he was like, "What?" Like it just bothered. He like could not accept this as truth. That there were like posts and stuff of people dressing up as him and acting like him and
sweatpants.
It was my
t-shirt.
Like
I will say
to accept that as truth.
In that matchup, the Chiefs have a much superior defense than Miami, and I think that may be the edge.
Miami's not going to stop Kelsey or Rashee Rice this weekend. It's not going to happen. Kelsey 2 touchdowns.
I'm just hoping we don't see jet lag and slow these teams down. I want them to come out full force and just.
So jet lag, really? So for somebody who's actually been like, so I used to fly to Japan a lot when I was in the military. So I mean, that's like on a plane for 9.5 hours. So I mean, that's a long ass time, and going up, it's like a 15-hour difference. So it is pretty crazy. But your jet lag only lasts about maybe 1.5 days, and that's somebody who's not an athlete. So,
I just feel like every time
more the time
played, they're just kind of like, man, these teams just don't play the same, right?
I don't know if it's really jet lag. I think it might be more time difference because your body.
I joke about the jet lag, and it's an easy way to say like these overseas games are like.
Well, because their internal clocks are telling them it's 9:30 in the morning.
Yeah,
so it might not even be that. It might be the fact that like players aren't used to being in a different country too. Food is different. Everything's different, right? Your body's not used to that. I mean, it's just like.
Just environments with the fans are different, though.
It's all
different countries, fans are different. But I think it's more the internal clock, like you say. It's hard to get up when internal clock thinks it's 9:30 in the morning when it's 7 there at night. But
yeah, I think of daylight savings time, but on steroids, right?
Yeah, essentially.
For sure.
But I mean, yeah, you're traveling overseas. The hotels are different, so like your cell phone doesn't even plug in the same way, because they got those stupid ass European plugs and everything. You're just like, what's going on? They probably take their own food, right? They're probably like, we'll take our own.
I don't know, man. Food's over there is probably better than it is here.
And
in Germany, probably yes. In London, I bet they take their own.
Yeah, probably. And then they forget their toothbrush and they're like, dang, we can't even buy one here. And it's just a whole thing, And it's like,
is Tyler frozen? Oh.
No, he's just zoned out because we're not talking about football for 2 seconds.
We're talking about food, which is like the next best thing, bro.
Food and football.
Oh,
that's why Thanksgiving is so amazing, which is our next holiday and underrated.
Oh, any holiday that has food involved, like anything that's surrounding food, it's like that's my holiday.
Dude, everyone's any holiday where I'm allowed to get into a food coma and just watch football.
Yeah, I mean that's not Halloween. Like Halloween's like jackass kids like stealing candy and being dicks. Like it's cool, but I mean.
True. So my wife last year we put the bowl on the porch like just grab a few pieces and go. And there were so many times kids ran up and they took the whole bowl, dumped it in their bag, and then they ran. Now we are in the Memphis, so maybe it's a little bit different kind of kid, but
you're just lucky they didn't take your car, right?
Well, my new technique for this is dump your candy out on your porch and make your kids work for it.
There you go.
Or get an electric bowl, and if they're assholes and they try to steal a bowl, they get shocked.
Now, put like a pressure plate in there.
That'll be great for the 3-year-old and it happens to touch the edge.
No. You have control of it. You're over there sitting with it. So when they take off your bowl,
that's way more fun. Yeah.
And they'll drop your bowl and take the fuck off.
Now,
not only is it entertainment, but they don't take your candy or your bowl.
They need to find something to put under the candy that would like ruin the candy or ruin their sack or something. So you put like
ruining the candy is just as bad as them taking all the candy.
It's the principle of the matter. You put one of those Home Alone downward flamethrower things over the bowl of candy. So you just, man, you could. That'd be great.
You're wild.
I still think that just like lay the candy out everywhere. Like I'm gonna tell you right now, how many kids want to pick their room up? They're not going to pick those. They're not individually picking candy up. They're going to go, damn. After about
awkwardly crawling around on your porch trying to pick up.
They will.
Trying to pick up rockets
until you walk out and you're like, doing
rockets and
packs of rockets and
Smarties,
and weird boxes of Smarties and shit.
Don't you have a ring?
Yeah, don't you have like a camera doorbell or something? It's 2023, man.
I got an old-fashioned one.
Oh man,
I don't have a ring either.
Man. We're fancy. We're fancy, JC. All right, let's see. Millie says, last week I literally went against Mahomes, Kelsey, Rice trio and won all because Patty never threw a TD. Yeah. That's tough, man. That is against the odds.
Big bounce back this week.
Big bounce back. Hey, that's one of those days where you're like, you know what? Just worked for me.
Yep. All right, guys. We've hit our hour, so that's going to do it for us tonight. Thanks for popping in here. Please like this video and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. I think most of you guys have. Don't unsubscribe to the channel unless you're going to hit subscribe again. Have fun with it, whatever. But like this video and come visit Tyler and maybe JC tomorrow night from the forum.
I think it's
come hang out tomorrow night, 9:00 Central Time from the forum. We actually, JC won't be with us tomorrow. We've got a whole slate of new guests that have never been on the show before. So
that's awesome. That's cool.
Who knows what's going to happen?
Oh, it's going to get wild.
Be there support.
Come hang out with us and make sure, most important, above all, go to fantasyfootballadvice.com and sign up. It's free to join. Any questions that didn't get answered tonight or any questions you have midweek, you can post there. We'll answer. Other people will answer. Super great place to hang out and be in community with other fantasy footballers. All right. 9:00 tomorrow from the forum. We're answering your questions that you may post tonight on the show tomorrow night.
There you go.
Hope you're ready.
See you there. Bye.